welcome to the Sanctuary, a safe space to speak from the heart. I'm your host, Israel, and today is a special episode with Not by Northeast, and I have the super talented artist, writer, guitarist, just all around pretty cool person, Trey Charles. Thanks for coming to the Sanctuary today.
Thanks for having me, Israel. Appreciate it.
Yo, man, you're set. Oh my god. On your Instagram, you had the little intro that said, if you don't know me, I'm Trey Charles. I'm this alternative soul artist, blah blah blah. But you have this way where you downplay the amazing talent you have because I saw that I was like, okay, cool. I'll come to your showcase, and it was crazy, and you ended the show at a high, so thank you
Yeah.
for that performance. I super enjoyed it, and thanks for coming performing at North by Northeast.
No, I really appreciate y'all having me, and thank you for coming to the set. I wasn't sure how many people were gonna come because that was a late one. So
No,
thank you
see,
for that.
it's one of those things where it's good enough, you wait for it, right?
Yeah,
And man, there's always this vibe when you just feel the passion and
yeah,
the love for the music that the artist is just giving to you in the crowd. It's like you're just taking it. It feels so good to me,
yeah,
at least.
yeah. No, it definitely. I felt a lot of love in that room. That was dope to play. Super
Mm.
dope.
So let's rewind a bit. This whole music thing. Where did your music journey start, Trey?
Okay. Do you want the long version or
The long version. We have
the
time.
okay, the long version? All right. Well, I started doing music when I was like probably really young. I was singing in choirs and stuff like that. But in high school, I did like choir and everything like that. And I started playing guitar a little bit on the side, but didn't take it that serious. Then life happened, we start going off and doing our own thing. I was more into basketball. So I actually went to
Mm.
play basketball at school, university. And life kept happening, just chilling, doing my thing. I was working a job. And on the last day of the training for the job, I got into a car crash.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it was like a pretty bad car crash. I messed up my knee, and I wasn't really able to walk for like 3 months.
Wow.
But as I was sitting there in the wreckage, I was just like, it could go either way. I didn't know whether or not I was gonna make it or not. It was 3 a.m. in Florida, Orlando, Florida. So, yeah, I was like, what should I? Do I really want to be doing this job? Because life could end at any time. So what do I really want to do? What passion do I really want to follow? So it was like a divine intervention that like on the last day where I was supposed to get like hired on, that I got to this crash, and then I reevaluated and shifted my life to devote to music. So
Mm.
that's
Were you still doing the music thing even while playing basketball and school?
no, not really, just
Oh wow.
passively. Yeah.
So like every music went to the background until you had this
2018, December 2018.
accident, and then what was it? Was it like, I guess you came up with this music you wanted to do. In what form did you see yourself, like in this form you are doing it now, or was it something different?
Yeah, I mean, I've always liked alternative R&B, and like, I've definitely liked R&B and all that stuff, like Jagged Edge and from Mario and all that stuff, all those guys. But I've also liked Nirvana and just different pieces of music. I've always appreciated different pieces of music. I was that different black kid that listened to all the other stuff, but still listened to
Yeah,
the trap stuff and all that.
yeah.
But yeah, so I definitely leaned into like just discovering myself and kind of being like, all right, what do I want to create? What do I want it to sound like? What do I have fun playing? So
Mm,
this is what came out. So
mm. And you'd always been playing the guitar by then, or
no, I started that um 3 years ago.
what?
Yeah, yeah,
I was expecting like, oh, I've been playing it since forever. 3 years ago. Holy
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
You know, you that is one instrument. I love the keyboard and I love the guitar, but
Yeah,
I think if I was ever to pick up or like try to learn an instrument, it's gonna be the keyboard because the guitar hurts your fingers,
it
man. Why don't
does.
you people ever tell people that? Like, why don't you know? You see these artists and the video you did for the sessions on your YouTube,
Oh
you
yeah, the
just
red
like
bone.
playing it and it's like so cool. I'm like, man, your fingers hurt. Why don't people tell people that about the guitar? So you picked it up just 3 years ago. Why the
Yeah,
guitar though?
I wish people would have told me because when I picked it up, I was like, "This is crazy. I might not. I might have to readjust because that was a little intense." But I feel like the guitar is just the most. It was the most successful to me. Actually, in the car crash, so I had a guitar with me when I was doing
Whoa.
when I was doing the job training down in Florida. And then
Mm,
it was in the trunk, and the car ended up getting totaled and smashed. The whole front, like it was gone. It was done. But in the trunk, the guitar still survived. So I call that guitar a miracle, and I still have
mm,
it to this day, and I still play it gigs and stuff like that. So
mm.
I think that's really why I leaned into the guitar a little bit more.
I mean, it was right there when you had his experience. So, like, with the songwriting, how did
Hmm.
that come about? Because there's one thing listening to music, loving it, and then there's songwriting is a whole nother thing, you know?
Yeah, um, I think for me, songwriting is the easiest way for me to express like how I'm feeling because I'm not, as you said, I downplay myself a lot. I'm not really the most talkative when it comes to about talking about what I'm feeling. So I feel like I can get that out easier in music. Writing a song and telling you how I feel and stuff like that. So
Mm,
my big thing right
mm,
now
mm.
is um, minority masculine vulnerability. So that's kind of like where I want to focus my energy.
Oh, yeah. You know, that's something. I mean, as a black man myself, that's something that is not really talked about,
Right. Exactly.
and it only happens when a couple of years ago, a very close friend of mine, very alpha male, everything is going fine, and then I get a news the following day that they just died by suicide. And
Hmm.
it's only when something like that happens that you sit back and think, oh man, did I miss something? and
Right.
and so that why did you decide to go that route with your music though?
I'm sorry to hear that too, and
Thanks.
yeah, the condolences. I think that's a big part of it. Just a lot of times as black men and men of color in general, like we don't necessarily. That's not something that's highlighted in the media. That's not something that's necessarily accepted widely, and that's definitely something that we go through. Something
Mm.
that we have to deal with. So I kind of want to get out of my comfort zone and put that out so maybe it can inspire other people to just be like feel your feels. That's my motto, feel your feels, because yeah, if it doesn't come out, it's going to come out in a rough way. So
Feel your feels. I love that. But isn't it scary though?
oh, it's terrifying. It's terrifying. Yeah, there's always this, and sometimes still I have that voice in the back that says like, oh, do you really want to talk about all this? You want to put all this out there? Like, why do you want to, like, because that's not something that in our community we really share. Like no, gotta be strong,
Mm,
gotta be tough, gotta hold it down. I'm just like,
mm,
no, like it gets me out of my comfort zone. I think that makes me a better artist because I'm speaking from a vulnerable place.
mm. Eh, I guess the experience you have with the accident, that might have played a role, but are there
Oh,
other things
huge.
that played a role with you deciding to take your music now and encouraging people to feel the feels?
Definitely got to give a big shout out to my girlfriend because she helped me navigate that and kind of realized that it was okay to let my guard down a little bit. So yeah, definitely shout out to her.
How long have you been together now?
Um, 3 years.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
So she's
yeah,
responsible for the music.
yeah, yeah. She definitely is. She definitely is.
How did you meet?
Um, at my very first gig, actually.
Whoa.
Yeah, my very first
Okay.
gig, I was um, playing at this restaurant, and I wasn't really taking it as serious. Like my friend was like, "Yeah, come on, we'll do this," and I was like, "All right." I was still downplaying it and stuff, and then she appeared, and I was like, "There she is." Yeah, there
How
she
do you
go.
know? That's a question I ask friends. Like, how do you know? Because playing, especially like with your God, you travel a lot.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
travel a lot. Like, you travel a lot. How did you know? Okay, there was something different about this person.
Um, I think it was her tenacity to not give up on me and not let me give up on me.
Mm.
So, because I definitely was like always downplaying myself and saying like I don't necessarily know if I can do this and stuff like that, but she would push me and say, "Yes, you definitely can." Like, and I never necessarily experienced that in my past relationships. There was always like, "Oh yeah, whatever, do what you got to do." I'm just like, "Dang, I ain't got no support." But yeah, no, she's amazing.
I'm sorry, I
No,
shouldn't
you
laugh,
good?
but
You good? I mean, hey, that's what happens, man. I'm like, yo, that's all right. Word, okay, let me go back to the job then. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But
Yeah. I mean, music,
she's actually a
the music you
muralist. She's an artist too. So we got
Oh.
we both jumped into art at the same time. So we took this
Oh,
jump
wow.
together.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe I should have as a guest too, because I love talking to interesting people. And
Absolutely.
if most of the music you make comes from this person, then there is a lot there. And she makes like those big things on the wall, right?
Yeah. The murals and stuff like that. Yeah,
Yeah. That is freaking awesome.
yeah.
Yeah. Why do you love traveling so much with your music though? I gotta ask.
I've always been I've always moved around a lot since I was a kid, and I think I just feel um more at ease just like sharing music like that versus just being at a home base. I've always wanted to travel and like it's corny like those old like movies or like tropes of like bluesmen just going to like bars, brooms and stuff like that. I always thought that was dope, and I was just like, I kind of want to do that, but I'm putting my spin on it. So yeah,
Mm, yeah, with the amazing music you make. So, I guess came to Not by
oh
Notice,
yeah.
killed it. Had a wonderful time just experiencing your music. And what are some things you have planned coming up?
Plan coming up, and again, I want to say thank you for coming out. I really appreciate you coming out. Like that was luck because it definitely was a good vibe in there during my set, and I really, really loved it. Truly loved it, and everybody else on the lineup was really dope too. Like Rumble Sons were
Mm,
good, Madison was dope, Big Brass Band was dope. So yeah, it was a mosh posh of artists on that lineup, but we we turned it
hmm
out. Um, but coming up, I have an EP, my debut EP coming out. I'm also playing a string of other festivals. I just got done playing um, a festival in Minneapolis, and I'm gonna be playing some more festivals out on the East Coast. So just playing this music and
Nice.
releasing these songs.
Let's talk about your the Richmond Film
Oh yeah,
Festival win.
oh yeah.
What's the story there?
Um, yeah, I guess they like me. They said that they they told me that I was Virginia's favorite pick. So I think that was like just all the people at the festival. They really latched on to me as far as saying like I was their favorite artist, and I really am
Mm,
grateful for that. Really appreciate that. But they
mm.
yeah, that was an amazing experience. There was a lot of dope filmmakers, a lot of dope musicians, and we all it's kind of like the South by Southwest model, but for Richmond,
Yeah,
Virginia. So
Yeah.
it was cool. It was definitely dope.
Yeah. No, no. I mean, yeah, that photo was killer. I gotta say.
That's actually that photo was from the girlfriend. So
Oh my
yeah,
gosh!
she's
No, no, no.
she's
No, no.
she
I
does it
gotta
all.
have her on the show
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
I'm just
I gotta have her on the show because that photo.
yeah,
Oh my god! Oh
yeah,
my god! It's like, it's one of those photos that when you take it, or like when you're behind the camera and it's being taken, or you have a monitor and you see, like, this is the one.
yeah.
This is the
I was
one.
going through them 'cause I saw the stage and I was like, you know what would be dope? I think if I get up there right now because everybody had left the stage and I was just like, I think this is an idea. And she was like, all right, let's try it, and we did it, and it came out fire. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. How do you handle it though? Because you're a super laid back person and you are getting all these accolades thrown your way.
Yeah.
How do you handle it?
Um. I mean, I guess not the way that people expect me to handle it. So because I'm like, I mean, it's really dope though. This is definitely what I wanted. I wanted to share my art. I wanted to be respected by my peers, taken seriously as an artist, and
Mm.
do it my way. There's always been a lot of people chattering, saying like you should play this type of music or you should sing this type of way, and I'm just like, I kind of dug my heels in and was like, no, this is my art and this is what I'm gonna do. So it is really dope to see that people are accepting it and loving it and it's affecting people. And people want to come to the
Mm.
shows and stuff like that. I can't wait to come back to
Yeah.
Toronto. Like I
Yeah.
cannot wait.
No.
I want to go.
We had our
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
I was supposed to play at the Rivoli on
Mm.
Friday night, but something happened with the scheduling that yeah, it messed me up, and I had to play the festival here. But I'm definitely going to be back to play the Rivoli
Mm.
because that venue is amazing.
Oh, yeah. No, no, no. I was also at the Rivoli. It was great.
Yeah,
I think you'd have also loved that showcase too.
yeah.
Yeah. So the EP, when should we be expecting it? Do you have a title for it yet? Are we going to see something on your Instagram?
It's coming soon. It's I don't. I'm gonna try to get it out by the end of the year. It's been getting
Mm.
pushed back because all these festivals keep coming my way, but I'm definitely gonna try to push it out by the end of the year. And I got like a visual project with it coming out, so it should
Oh,
be.
how many songs are going to be on the EP? Do you know?
I think right now it's at 5. Might drop down.
Fuck.
Yeah, but it's gonna be.
No, no, keep it at five. Come on, man. We want to hear the
Yeah,
music.
and I might, I definitely want to come back on so I can talk about the EP. If you have me, I'm gonna
Mm,
lock you in right now.
definitely. No, once that is out, of course I'm having you back because we
Okay.
got to talk about it. Then talking about the music, the EP that's coming out at some point, with 5 songs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
um, what is your process for, like, what's been your process for making the songs that will be on this project?
Um, yeah, like I was saying before, just the minority masculine vulnerability. Just really trying to highlight those moments where that aren't necessarily highlighted and that I don't necessarily personally want to like talk about. So I'm trying to put that into a song form. So it's
Mm,
stressing, of course, is on there, like just talking about being stressed. The big song that you heard at at the end of the show, it's going to be on there,
mm,
and yeah, just basic topics that I think a lot of people, especially men of color, and me personally, black
mm,
man, just have but don't necessarily express because it's not necessarily always accepted or hasn't been highlighted for us to express that.
mm,
So yeah,
mm.
it's gonna be a vibe. I hope.
No, no, for sure. Just going by the set you had at Not by Notice, I'm very sure it's going to be a vibe. Um, now that you have all these festivals and stuff coming up, uh, do you have a? I guess, do you have a way you love preparing for your shows?
Yeah, I had to figure out. I was going into it just going in, and I'm like, oh no, I can't keep doing this. So I have my ritual now is to have a green juice. Like I gotta have a healthy juice or something like that because I eat pretty bad. I eat a lot of junk food. So
Well, you're always on the road,
yeah,
eh?
yeah,
So.
exactly. So I gotta have a juice, and then I also have to have a tea. So there was no, but
Mm.
at that show there was no tea and no juice. So I had a couple of hot toddies, and I think that sufficed. That worked out for me. Yeah,
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, no, Trey Charles. I mean, the music you're making is wonderful, and
thank you.
the direction you're taking the music and making, putting so much, well, some of yourself and going to this vulnerable place is something that really stands out for me. And it's good to know that you have this person that's right by your
Yeah,
side and just championing you while they are still making time to do their own thing. I
exactly,
love that.
exactly.
Like, how do you're busy,
hmm
obviously she has her things on it. How do you guys make it work?
Um, a lot of communication. Not
Mm,
sometimes not enough communication, but we have a lot of communication. Try to just navigate and make it as clear as possible, like what we're doing along the road. And
mm,
also, I wanted to shout out Blundstone, um, the boot company.
mm-hmm,
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
because they endorsed me while I was out in North by Northeast, and they gave me a free pair. So I feel like
Oh,
I'm a
nice.
I feel like I'm a honorary Canadian now with the uniform they were telling me about. So
Yeah.
thank you, Blundstone.
Talking of Bluntstone and hooking you up. What's the story with the what's the guitar name now?
Oh,
Jellico?
D'Angelico, yeah.
Yeah.
And one of the real reasons why that was gravitated to that guitar is because growing up, one of my favorite singers was D'Angelo.
Mm.
The yeah, the soul singer with the braids, the slick backs.
Yep, yep, yep.
He was one of my favorite singers, and I was like D'Angelo. But as I got more into guitar, I realized that's not the same thing. Uh,
Mm.
but it's a jazz box company. They make um, high end jazz boxes for like in New York. It's a boutique shop, and basically they endorse me as one of their artists, and
Mm,
I play my D'Angelico wherever I go. So yeah,
mm,
a big shout
mm.
out to D'Angelico as well.
No, man. Trey, honestly, this has been amazing. Thanks for coming on the chat to me.
Yeah,
Thanks for playing out North by North East. And man, I can't wait for the EP.
yeah,
And definitely, once it's out, we're going to have you back on the sanctuary to talk about it.
absolutely, yeah. And then next time I'm gonna fly out. And we just gonna be face to face. We're gonna be kicking it.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for coming and for sharing. I'm really, really excited to have you in the sanctuary, and definitely welcome.
thank you for having me. I appreciate you, Israel.
So long, made a brother work for some.